Hello traders, Damien here. Welcome to the post-session review. Today is Monday, July 29th, and we took 3 trades today. 2 were losers, 1 was a break-even +5. We ended up losing $210, which is about 42 points, giving back some of the profits that we made on Friday and keeping us in the red for a little while longer. So let me bring in the spreadsheet. And you can see that 210 will adjust the final numbers tomorrow morning. So we see on Friday we adjusted the final numbers here, and the account balance is it's pretty even, 42.31, 42.30, and 84. So it's a matter of some change that's different here, and we seem to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losing days and 1, 2, 3 winning days, which means that we have more losing days than we have winning days. Seems like we're stringing some of these losses a little close together. I'm not concerned at the least because we're following our trade plan, and I know that this is just a streak that occasionally tends to happen, where sometimes you string some losses just like we string some winners every once in a while. The important thing to understand is that when we see our winning days, they pretty much outweigh our losing days, with the exception of this outlier where we got creamed that day. Every trade we took was a losing trade. We had back-to-back failures. I think you remember that. I think it was, I don't know, I don't remember if this was a live stream or not, but it was a day that we took some losses here. And I remember this one winning day was one trade alone. Just look at the math here, how it works out, how the risk reward very comfortably plays in our favor. And that's what we need to maintain, okay? And the only way to come out of this small drawdown here is to just keep executing and just following our trade plan. I reviewed every trade. We're going to go through it today. You can see that every trade fit the trade plan. The management fit the trade plan. We're managing things on our trade plan by the rules with no emotion whatsoever, and that's what's going to allow us to recover this in a very short period of time. I mean, we're just a few trades away from getting back to where we need to be, and all we need to do is just execute and keep executing and not worry about how many losing days we had over how many winning days, how many points that we lost versus our winners, what is our percentage, this, that, blah, 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 blah. The only thing we need to do is just what? Keep executing and keep applying our money management formula, and everything is going to be okay. Okay, that's the difference between the retail trader who sees this and says, oh my god, my account's just slowly going away, I can't seem to make any progress, I've been trading for 8 days, I need to add something to the chart, I need to optimize something because something's not working. No, everything's working just fine. We're following our trade plan, which has a positive expectancy, and I'm applying money management formula as I need to. So the only thing I need to do is what? Make sure I take that next opportunity, that I don't sit here and let that pain filter me out of the next 2 or 3 trades because they look a little different, or because of this or because of that. This is where you need to ground yourself to your trade plan even deeper, on an even stronger level of commitment to your trade plan and to your methodology, to not allow those emotions that may be intensifying make their way into your decision making. Okay, so again, I'm very happy with the fact that this happened in the beginning of the account, because it shows you guys the difference between what a retail trader would do and versus somebody like me would do, where we're going to follow the rules, we're going to implement our money management, and we're going to come out of this in a very short period of time, and we're going to be very, very, very handsomely rewarded because we're here to follow our plan, because we're here to put those 3 components and make a profitable trader a full package, which is what? Trade plan, money management, and emotional control. I'm going to take this out. Nothing's on the radar for the longer term. The market's still in range up there, working towards getting back to those highs which are up here. But when we got into the day today, we saw we had an intraday order flow that was positive. Market was making new highs and higher lows. Okay, and then once price got to this level here, I saw some buying absorption up here, good level to get long, and I got long there. And then the expectation failed as price fell below this area here. So we had an expectation failure here, and then we had our main swing come here. So we enter short here where the sellers were. Great area to get short on the expectation. That one happened to fail too, so we had an expectation failure. Okay, so now I'm looking towards what? I'm looking towards a higher low and then a new structure high. After all, that's what the market achieved. But we also had a ABCD completion here. Very beautiful, very symmetrical ABCD pattern, okay, which came into ratio and harmonic exhaustion all coming together in a very nice area, which is a beautiful setup for me to take. I'll show you what that looks like here. Okay, and the market achieved that, and we got short on the rotation, and then price got us to a break-even point of the pattern. I'll show you what that looks like too. And I had to leave this one open actually, so I left it. I left it open because I had to go and pick up my daughter, but price got to a break-even point, so I locked in 5 points, and it ended up taking me out, and then eventually would have possibly had another re-entry if I wasn't already gone, and then that would have probably ended up with a break-even as well. So it's not about I was up X amount of points and I gave it back and got a break-even, because I didn't get into this trade for any amount of points. I got into the trade to trail here, and whatever I end up with is whatever I end up with. I never enter a trade saying that I got into this trade for 10 points or 20 points or 30 points or 100 points. I got into this trade to follow my rules, or I got into this trade because my rules were met that put me in the trade, and then I got the points that I got because I managed to trade per my rules, and that's what I ended up taking. So again, there's a big difference between, you know, the professional trader that trades on rules and that expectancy versus the trader that says, oh, I'm risking 10 to make 20. Okay, well, how does that fit the order flow? How does that fit anything? Are your stops vulnerable? You know, are you taking on too much risk and not enough reward? What is your strike rate versus your P&L? You know, and you may be able to get away with that for a while, but I'm telling you that if you don't trade at an optimum risk reward and give your trades an opportunity to give you more than you expect them to give you, then these sessions or these periods where you experience some drawdown are probably going to weigh a little heavier on you than they would on me. Okay, because I didn't get into this trade for 5 points, but I ended up with 5 points because I followed my rules. So you know what? I have to be happy with that. I didn't get into this trade to lose whatever many points I lost. I got into this trade to win. But guess what? By getting into this trade here and putting my stop there, I already accepted that possible loss and what that would do to my account. Okay? And because that's already been factored in, then I don't care what the outcome is. Because if I was going to care, then I shouldn't have gotten into that trade to begin with. Okay? You should never get into a trade you can't afford to take. You should never get into a trade that's going to be an emotional wreck for you. That means you're either not properly funded, or that you're over leveraging your account, or you're just an emotional wreck because of what happened yesterday or the day before, and you're bringing that into your next decision making. Okay? It's not about any of that. Okay? It's about what? Executing, following your trade plan, and deploying money management as needed, up or down. Okay? And you do that, and in time, you know, you're going to be very, very handsomely rewarded. There's not much else for me to talk about today, since it was pretty simple, and the market just didn't really cooperate with us. Gave us 2 back-to-back failures, which gave us a losses, and then gave us a nice entry, which ended up being a break-even also. So unfortunately, that didn't turn out either. But let's say this would have won. This winner would have erased these 2 losers and gave us profit for the day, also helping us recover from that drawdown. That's what it's all about. You know, it's not about, oh man, I took this trade here and lost. Oh man, I took this trade here and lost. Oh, I don't know if I should take this up there. Doesn't look good. I already have 2 losses. My drawdown is now, you know, X amount of points. Now, I'm not going to take that. If you start thinking like that, guys, you already lost. You're already not going to recover your account. Okay? You're already not going to come out of that drawdown in a relatively short period of time. Now you're in a la-la land, okay? An immeasurable outcome. because now you're not following your trade plan. You're letting an emotion, your response to fear, dictate how you proceed onward, and that's going to give you an immeasurable outcome. And then you're going to further, okay, curse your trade plan and intensify that emotion, because the one trade that you didn't take was the one that would have helped you recover, and the one that you did take gave you another loss, and now you're just a wreck and you have no idea what to do because you're bouncing around the chart trying to decide which expectations or you should take and which ones you should fail, like you have any idea which one's going to succeed and which one's going to fail. We have no idea, but we do know that they play out more than they don't. So our job is to what? Keep executing, keep acting on our trade plan, apply money management, and you're going to be very handsomely rewarded. Okay, and while it may take 30 trades for a retail person or a regular person to get out of this, because they're going to play that game, which is going to give them variable results, we know that 5 or 6 winners is going to put us back where we need to be, and that's all there is to it. And my job is just to what? To take that next trade, to take that next trade. Win, lose, or draw, we take that next trade. Okay, and we're going to have a measurable outcome that's consistent with what? The expectancy of our trade plan. That's simple. All right, so that's pretty much it. I think I've spoke enough about that, and I think that hopefully, I hope I drove the point home that it's just a matter of what? Keep executing. Tomorrow we'll do this again. We'll have even more fun than we had today. I really don't get mad or upset when the market rewards me like this today, because this is part of the process. So nothing. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and stay on your trade plan, stay on your rules, and you'll see that everything else just doesn't matter. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.